successful in terms of business, you have to be smart enough to identify what is that problem within your locality that nobody has solved. So you begin to think of how you can solve that problem, and before you know it, yes, I know there will be some people that will be rushing, but since you conceive the idea early enough, you saw the problem. Some people rush into some businesses without adequate preparation, and believe you me, those are the kind of people that they don't last in that kind of business. If you are going into a business because you saw Dr. Ben doing it, not because you took your time to prepare, plan, identify the issue on ground, and before you start, believe you me, you might start to, but you won't last. You won't last. So what we are like trying to encourage ourselves this evening is to stop wailing, to stop complaining, to stop joining people in saying, this Tinubu era, this Tinubu era. I begin to think out of the box and see what are those opportunities that this Tinubu era is presenting. Because even in the Tinubu era, there are hidden opportunities. So I think that is what we are going to discuss today. And as I said, I was very happy that we started with this, and I jotted them down, and I even have some. While people were discussing, I was already writing some down. So we are going to discuss at the end of the day. But quickly, to save our time, I jotted down some things that if you want to leverage on some hidden opportunities that are our current economic situation is presenting, you have to be innovative. Yes, one good thing that successful entrepreneurs have, or one unique thing that they have in common, is that skill of innovation. How to do something differently, So you have to be, first of all, innovative enough to think out of the box and look for a way of doing a particular issue differently, or how you can solve a particular problem that you've identified. Then another thing is we should not forget about the fact that our society is going digital. We can capitalize on the technological innovation that our generation is moving into. When I was looking at some businesses that people are going into, I came across some people that are, even this agriculture, there are some people that are using technology in agriculture. You understand? So that's a spirit of innovation. Our own people in the village, they do it manual, you understand, normal way. But there are people that are investing so much. In fact, recently on TV, they invited one man that he's even opening shares in agriculture. People can buy shares, that you can buy a portion. And what do they call it? Pineapple. He has a pineapple. You saw it, Abi? Yes. Yes. So that man, in fact, I even saw the likes of Morayo Brown, that lady in TVC. Yes, I saw a farm named after her. So that what the man does is, he has a big mass land. So you go and subscribe for a particular portion, they will plant for you. You pay for that investment, they will plant for you. You subscribe, they have an app, everything, you pay for the amount, and they have a particular period. They will clear the farm for you, plant the pineapples for you. It's a plantation. They will open it for you. I think he said 3 months period, your farm will be set. And anytime they are harvesting, they will be harvesting the pineapples for you, be selling it, and be giving you the returns. So he leveraged on technology. He has the knowledge. Of course, he is an expert in pineapple plantation. So he has the knowledge, but he capitalized on technology, and big men in Lagos are subscribing. The man is making billions. You see, so these are, well, that doesn't mean that people have not been planting pineapple, but he brought in some kind of innovations into that pineapple business. Then you also look at uh, the new opportunities, new markets, and the way you can diversify. You know, to be successful in this kind of time, you don't have to depend on just one source of income. uh, Wisdom demands that we should think of how to diversify. You know, even if you have one particular business, you begin to think of, okay, how can I add up another business that will not be conflicting with this one, that will complement this one, but it will be another extra source of income. So these are some key skills that we need to imbibe if at all we must excel in this trying time. Then another key thing that we need to have is our ability to be uh, efficient when it comes to financial management. In fact, it's even the foundation. You know, as we are seated here, you know, we don't have the same capacity, or we don't have the same gift when it comes to managing finances, but you can train yourself. You can train yourself, you can discipline yourself. There are some people that if you give them ₦1,000,000 today, believe you me, in the next 3 months they will double that amount. But someone will be struggling to reproduce the 1 million back to you. That's the difference is the skill. How skillful are you when it comes to managing finances? So in as much as you have it at the back of your mind that, okay, I want to do this business, I want to do this, one thing that is very key, but the foundation, is your ability to manage finances. If you know that you are not good at it, you have to first of all train yourself, discipline yourself, and maybe you can even try and go through some courses or meet people that you know that they have that gift, and say, see, oh boy, me, I get problem when it comes to money. If money enter my hand, you know, they return. You understand? Before you know, the money will just be going down. Some people are like that. It's a problem. So you have to deal with that first. If you know that you don't have that gift of financial management, in fact, that is the basis. You have to first of all address that before you even begin to think of which kind of business you want to start, which kind of business you want to, you know, to invest into. So we need to make sure that like cost management, trying to look for alternative sources of funding, and I think our madam was talking about loan. You know, sometimes some financial institutions, yeah, if you are looking for a loan, there are some questions they will ask you, and they just say, ah, no, we can't give this person loan. You know, they don't just give you loan like that. After doing the paperwork, at times some bank managers, they will call you, they will have a discussion with you. By mere discussing with you, in 5 minutes time, they will size you and say, this person, we can't risk our resources into his or her hands. You understand? So if they know that them giving you their resources is risky, they will not venture into that. Everybody will they would like to know your track record. If you are looking for 5 million naira loan, the first thing they want to ask you is whether you've handled a business that is worth 1 million, and how did it go. You understand? Before you have to win, you know, their hearts. You understand? So these are some of the key things that we need to. Cash flow management. Some people, you know, as I said, all these are some of the skills that will help us when it comes to financial management. Then I don't want to waste time on this. I think it's better we discuss more. But what I did was I made an extract of people that how they started their businesses, you know, true life stories of people, how they started their businesses, the challenges they face, and where they are today. So it's a long list here. The first person is the owner of Starbucks. Is known as Howard Schultz. Then we have the owner of Spanx. Is also a very good business tycoon that faced challenges. The owner of Netflix. We know this Netflix now, how they started, the challenges they face, and where they are today. In fact, there are very interesting stories that if we can read. Is it this our South African brother, this madman Elon Musk? You understand? You know, yes. But I like his spirit anyway. You know, if you study the life of Elon Musk, how the businesses he ventured, he is this kind of person that he doesn't fear risks. In fact, this Tesla, they say that when he was investing in Tesla, he packed his last, it was his last resources he put into it. It was like gambling. But look at where he is now. I think there was a point that he was the richest man, Abi. I don't know whether he's still the richest man in the world. He's still, Abi. So then we have then there are some people. This the owner of WhatsApp. If you hear the story of how WhatsApp started, YouTube, some of them even had to resign in their places of work. They identify a problem, like the YouTube guys. You know, I think they were working in PayPal before, so they were looking at there was a problem that that company they were working with could not solve. So when they had the idea of solving that problem, they resigned and went and started YouTube. You understand? But now they are multi-billionaires. So some people, they identify a problem and say, oh boy, I know if I solve this problem, I will not remain where I am today. So, and Flutterwave is a Nigerian company, very young boy, very young, smart guy, and the guy is a multi-billionaire now. You understand? The likes of Adela, this one is a technological, I mean, it's a technology company, you know. Then there is this Farm Crowdy. This one is also into agriculture too. You know, crowdfunding into agriculture. People gather their resources, you invest into it, you carry your money, they'll plant cassava for you. By the time they harvest the cassava, they pay it back to you. And people have been, you know, because of the trust that this Farm Crowdy owner, Onyeka Akuma, that's the owner of the company, you know, because of the trust, the track record he has, people are pumping millions into that business, and he is also making money out of it. So these are some few stories of people that were able to leverage on opportunities they saw, and they never remain where they were. So quickly, because I just feel that session we started with is the meat of our discussion today. This one is just to a kind of whet our appetite, Abi. Then we'll pick from here and see how, because this session is more practical and is something that I feel someone, I could be the one, you understand, at the end of our discussion today, I might pick something and say, that discussion we had, let me try this. So that's why I said this, I feel, is the meat of our discussion today. And maybe we'll pick those business opportunities we have made mention of. In fact, when he was mentioning the list that I missed, I was like, what if we don't have capital? How do you start up a business with zero capital? Is it possible? Because most of these things, my oga here said, Paul, I say, me, I dey fear building, yes, I was telling you, understand? So if I don't get the capital to build hall, where do I start? And that is where my passion is. You understand? But you know, when her own option came in, I say, that settles it. You understand? That settles it. So, but I would like to hear, how do we start? Let's start by answering this question. How can one start up a business with zero capital? Is it possible? If it's possible, how? So let's
who is talking?
Yes. Okay, sir.
No,
let me raise capital for you
Are you serious?
that's for me.
So I think basically in the preamble you gave us,
Yes, sir.
one of the major thing is actually identifying is in need, identifying the challenge, and then you can work towards solving it. Let me just start with an example. When I was in 300 level, I realized that medical students, once you finish your 100 level, 200 level, you move into the faculty proper. You are then introduced into courses that you would need a certain set dissecting kit for anatomy practicals. So, and then you need lab coats, you need a few of those things. Somebody else was already doing that in my faculty, but I knew in faculty of medicine they also need stuffs like that, and it was being sold in school at about 1,500 at that time. I spoke to somebody who told me I can get it 1,000 naira. So what I did, I just approached this class rep in, and then just carried him through the whole procedure. Okay, we can do this supply and sell at maybe 1,200, 1,300 and make some difference. So he agreed, and then he announced in his class, and then he started collecting money. So we pegged it at 1,400. The first few that paid money, I think just about 10. I used that money, went into Zaria City, got somewhere and got it at 1,000 naira, quickly came back and delivered. So when I delivered, the first few that went out, it was like, so many people wanted at the same time, like 100 persons. I called Kaduna, can I get it cheaper? I got it at 800 naira in Kaduna, just from calls. So, but I was also a student, so I had to finish my classes around 5 p.m. I told this guy in KD to wait for me. I'm coming for this dissecting kits. I left Zaria around after 5, got to KD around 8. The guy waited. He had packed everything. I went home with it, slept. I'd already made arrangement for bike to pick me very early in the morning. I had a 7 o'clock class. So I was able to meet all this and I made good money. Imagine buying something for 800, selling for 1,400. 1,400, we sold at 1,400 times 100.
Imagine.
And then lab coats were also there and so many things. So the basic thing is not the capital, because so many people have money today, but they don't even know what to do with it.
Yes.
They just have it saved in commercial banks, and every day they are deducting money. Every day they are deducting money. So the first thing is to have an idea of what to do. You listed a few people who have been successful in their business.
Yeah.
There are so many names that you didn't mention because they failed.
Yes.
That's why we didn't hear of them. But we need to take risk.
Yeah.
For you to make it, you need to. Somebody said even living your life is a risk because you can die.
Yes.
To go out of your house is a risk because anything can happen. So why not remain in your house? So if we take the risk, why not take the risk? Take it. The bigger the risk, the bigger the profit.
Yeah.
The bigger the, of course, but then we should also take it wisely. Let us not commit the whole of our family to it and so many things. So I feel we can actually start business with zero capital. The main thing is identifying the need, identify, and then just know how to pitch. There are so many people. Pitch the ideas to people. Tell people, discuss it, say it. Who knows? Our guy here can just give me the money for the farm, and then when we do the business we get the money to do the hall. So many, so many. By the time we make profits from the family, we can put it into
Sorry.
so basically if we take this approach, the idea first, you can work on it, think over it, play it, like the possible places you crash. Then you can, okay, if this would make it crash. What should I do that it won't crash? Like just play it over your head over and over and over and over until you get it right. With zero capital, it is possible. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, in fact, he has given us a true life experience, and the point is actually very possible, as he said, it's very possible. And I think you were trying to say something, ba,
Yes.
on the possibility.
Yes. Yes. Okay, I should go ahead.
Yes.
I I don't know if you've seen this program. There's this program they call The Lion. My wife was really following it. So if you have an idea, there are people that want to invest. And you might even have an idea and don't do anything, just the idea. Just the idea. There are people that will fund it, there are people that will carry it out, there are specialists that will supervise the idea to make sure that it succeeds. So you can actually start with zero capital. Get the idea, identify the problem. You are good to go. I think the key word there is to identify the problem.
Yeah. In fact, he made mention of idea. In fact, the idea itself is capital. Yes, to have a business idea is a capital in itself. It's not that easy to think. You understand? It's not that easy to think and conceptualize a solution to a problem that you've identified. It's not that easy. So the idea itself is the capital. So it's very possible for us to start up a business even with zero capital. So capital should not be our obstacle as to why we are not venturing into my former neighbor. She's into she sells children's wares. Yes, in fact, she used to share with my wife that at times she will travel to Lagos with, let's say, ₦1,000,000, and she will come back to Abuja with like 10 million worth of goods. So she has already built that trust with her business partners over there in Lagos. Yes, she will pay for, let's say, maybe a quarter of what she is packing. She will come and sell and send back the money. So when next she is going, she will buy more. So that is how she started, and the business she has a shop here in Kuje. It's a very big shop now, if you see it. And in fact, that was why she was telling my wife that is how she has been running the business, and already there is that trust. You understand? So capital should not be our challenge. So quickly,
Let
yes,
me just
okay, sir.
let me just chip in. Just to buttress the fact,
Yeah.
there was this friend that was talking about starting selling herbicide. Okay. And I told him, I said, well, you don't even need capital to start herbicide business. Just go to one of these shops
Yes,
inside town that sells herbicide. Tell them I will market it for you.
that's it.
Okay. Carry this herbicide to the village. Go and sell it.
Yes.
Your own profit, keep it in your pocket. Give them their own money. And before you know it, you are growing your own capital gradually.
Yes.
But the issue there is that, just like you said, capital most times is not the problem. Okay, most times for people to venture into business or entrepreneurship, it's not the capital that is the problem. One is the willpower. Okay, your will, and also sincerely, our attitude, to people's attitude most times is another asset that they need to also work on.
Yeah.
If you have the right attitude, I'm telling you, doing business without capital, starting without capital, is not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Somebody will just sit down and say, how can I? You are already gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, just to do that in
Yeah.
English.
Thank you so much. So quickly we are going to look at the ideas we have listed down. I think I arranged them in order.
Okay.
So the first one is I think, okay, he's not here. He shared the idea of us growing our own food, right?
What's my?
Yes. Growing
Don't worry,
our
we
own
can
food.
switch when
Yes,
it comes
we can
out.
switch. In fact, I would have loved we discussed that with him, because
Yeah.
I am benefiting from that. When I see people going to the market to buy food stuff, I'll just say, because I know how that idea has been saving me some money. So maybe when he comes, if he talks, I will add him. Then tap swap, I've been seeing it too on the on Facebook. You understand? But you know, with the kind of a training that their Dr. Ben used to give us, we are always afraid of clicking. They say clickers, a group of clickers. So I'm so skeptical when I see something on the internet. It's not everything I see I click on. In fact, I'm always scared of opening it because I don't know whether, yeah, you understand. So because of cyber security, you understand. So you, have you done it before?
Yeah, I've not done
Who shared the tab swap?
It's yet to come. Let him come.
Okay, it's him too. Oh, sorry. I thought you were okay, okay, let's look. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, but do anybody,
No, I don't know how it. I know somebody that knows about that. Is in fact,
and it's like
and
in
the person-
dollars, Abi? It's dollars,
And
Abi?
the person, I have a small.
Keep tapping, keep tapping. I used to see,
So,
keep
so
tapping.
I was even having
So
a
there's something like a robot.
Okay.
There's something like a robot. You see, just like this mic now.
Yeah.
You put it on the phone.
Okay.
And you tap it. You just keep the phone.
Okay.
Just tap it.
To be
So,
tapped.
yes, the new device, you don't need to be tapping it yourself again. But the device remains tap.
Well, okay. I have some reservations. Maybe when he comes.
Yeah, I think. So let me also appear on the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, I think sometimes, well, he said he just heard about it or he has seen it. I don't think he has.
That means we are
in-depth-
all in the same page.
Yeah, he doesn't have in-depth knowledge about that. But it's something that we have to also be careful
Yeah.
on.
Mm.
And like you said, the person, I just want to come from that point. The person that you know has a good idea about that, you have a level of.
Yeah.
But the issue there is this: most times people go through people that they feel they are respected in the society
Yeah.
to introduce these kind of things. There is this man in Jos, a pastor, very powerful pastor. You know, in fact, he owns his own ministry, and he was doing very, very well in Jos. Yes, Maranatha. You know, he was doing very, very well until they brought this Fadama project, and he was spearheading that project.
People.
So they got him because they knew he has the congregation.
Influence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were really into that, and he would tell people, "This thing is working," and because Papa said it's working,
Yeah.
it's working.
Yeah.
You get that, right? So when that thing crashed, and that is just where his ministry just watered down. So he's still struggling now to maintain a level, but respect is gone.
Yeah.
So I think we have to be careful. Well, you can experiment as an individual if you have some cash to throw out.
Yeah.
Okay, like MMM will say, make sure you use the cash that you don't
You
care.
can, yeah.
You understand?
But that was really, that was telling me when I was a scam. I don't even know how I felt.
Yeah, the you know that is the area I was coming from. We just have to be careful. And one key thing I want us to have at the back of our minds is
Sorry.
the MMM we were talking about. I was a victim of MMM, and that influence
Me
too.
too, I fell into that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, and you know when you are talking about that pastor's experience, in my former place of work, they respected me so much. And when MMM came, I went into it. I was making money. I started with, I think, was it 15,000 or thereabout. At the end of the day, I put in 50. I withdrew my capital. At the point MMM crashed, what I had then was almost 700,000.
In the MMM.
Yes. I was cashing
kept-
out in three days interval.
Wow.
Every 3 days. So I opened like several accounts. So I was, you understand? So before it crashed, I had gained, in fact, I didn't lose a dime in MMM.
Wow.
But what keeps paining me up to today, the people I lured into MMM,
I
and they
see.
respected me. In fact, some of my friends, are you doing it? That means this thing is, so even you are doing it. You understand? So that kind of thing, and it was not an issue. And you know, it's a pyramid.
Yeah.
You understand? So the more people you have under you, the greater your returns. So I had plenty people. I was up there and I was just cashing out. In fact, that time soup in my house. My wife is not here. We enjoyed them, but as he said,
Yeah.
up to today, when the whole thing crashed, I was just feeling for people that, in fact, there are some people that very week they invested into it, they did not get their money back.
You know, the problem I have with such kind of things is this: when it starts,
Yes.
we used to doubt it. Sometimes we don't even get to hear it. It is when it is almost crashing.
That you
Before
know.
they ask us to go again.
So the lesson I want to pass across to all of us is, see, anything that is looking, that is, I don't know how to put it. In fact, any investment that is so cheap to be real, don't go into it. Honestly, that MMM taught me a lesson, and as I am now, there is no fast money now that I will fall a
I'm
victim of.
camerating.
You understand?
Yeah.
Any business that the returns is looking so like, yes, invest 50,000 and get 100,000 in less than a week. We should be careful. At times, some of these things you might get it too, but it might not last. Some of them, it's like they call it a bubble. It's like a bubble, it will burst. So, and you don't know when it will burst. So let's be careful with such a. We were talking about tap swap.
Logic, man, logic.
Yes,
Tell you that.
that's
Just like that, this person have this money to give, and he will not take it to himself.
yeah.
You know, naturally, human are greedy.
Yes.
So if I see that this thing is giving this much returns, if I, by the time we exhaust it in my family, that's when we bring it to a bigger family before we start announcing it outside. Amahaka Koya Chemaka put 50,000 in 30 minutes. You get. So I just feel some of these things, let us just take some time, and then sometimes again, let us just discuss it, share it with somebody, to get second opinion before you jump into it. Those things are not.
I was privileged to meet somebody one time. I was talking about this Yahoo. You know, there are different types now. One that has become even ritual. So they said the Yahoo, how does it work? So the guy was explaining that this is how it works. They will make you look as if there's an investment going on. You will invest, you will see return. They will so entice you that you go and look for very huge amounts. Once you invest that huge amount, you will now close.
You know,
That's Yahoo. That how like they were saying it was diabolic. Somebody just talk you into probably giving him money just like that. No, it's not. Some they say sugar mommy, they'll play a long game with sugar mommy. That's not even really Yahoo. They will invest in you very well. Very well.
fatten you up.
Before when I heard it, I said,
Recently, someone called me, and he called me by name. I didn't have the number. He called me by name. He greeted, today, as family. He has not seen me in church for a few days. So, no, I've been around. Like, so, right now that he's calling me, he's in Niger State. This integrated power project that they want to do some supplies like that, and he doesn't want his boss to know that he has link to people that will do the supply. You understand? That they need to buy this, and this is what they will sell it. And he just thought if I would. So some of those things like that, it's not your way, it's not your line, it's not. So just think twice, and so by the time we talk, I just know that from onset, I just know that this guy is a scammer. So we talked, he was like, what am I even feeling like? Is it because I'm driving that small carton that I'm thinking, there he's already getting aggressive because I've bust his thing. So in as much as we want to be entrepreneurs, we want to take risks, there are risks that we should be logical about it. Let us just think, and for me, if I will not invest in something and actually see it, let us buy bag of rice and sell. We buy it
to see
20,000, we can sell it
Drop should
70,000.
come.
Yes, I can accept. By the time we buy it, even if I'm not able to sell it 20,000 that I bought it, I shall will sell it 10,000.
Yeah.
Or we'll decide that, madam, we'll be eating this rice
Yeah.
until we finish it. I can see my money.
Yeah.
But something that will just go into the clouds, you will not see it. Let us just be careful with some of those things.
Before the next one, growing our own food.
Sorry, before you goes there,
Okay.
sometimes these kind of businesses when they come, they want to isolate you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yes.
you're talking about
Yes.
discuss the idea with somebody. They will tell you, we just want you to prosper. We want this thing specifically for you.
Yeah.
You understand? And some people fall for it. They will like, we have seen your star. We've seen that you are the potential person. If you share it, no, sincerely, why I'm talking this way is because somebody fell into it. When we are finishing our NYC, okay, the entire savings he made in NYC that he was going to start up live with. You are laughing. Okay, I see they knew that he was. In fact, they they called him and they said, this is this that we are going to, we are coming from Port Harcourt because I serve in Akwa Ibom. We are coming from Port Harcourt. There is this oil business, pipeline business. We are going to, we feel you are the person that's capable into this thing. How much do you have? We want, we are trying to. We just told them this is how much the entire thing is account. They said, okay, don't tell anybody because we just want you alone. This guy sat down from morning. They said we are coming around 12. They didn't come. He didn't tell anybody, and they were living in the same house with some friends. Okay, he didn't tell anybody until they started seeing this guy sweating. Yeah, for the super chikede. Before later around 6-7, I mean he couldn't contend again. He opened up, but then already. So they like isolating sometimes. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir. Sorry, we were going through the
Okay.
list, and he suggested growing our own food.
Well,
So just an elaboration there.
yesterday we were talking with Boshama. Some of these kind of compounds we can actually do. We can do yams. We can do all these things inside sack, inside bags, and a tuber of yam now is going for 2,000 naira. But you can get the seedling maybe 200-300 naira. It's something you just keep in the compound. You are not feeding it. You are not doing anything.
Yeah.
And in 3-4 months time, you can just go back to your backyard and pick 2,000 naira, just like that.
Yeah.
So it's something. It's something in a small scale. We can do it for family consumption, and at bigger or larger scale, we can do it for commercial purposes. It's something I'm really trying to do myself around it. Right now, I am trying to plant cabbage. I'm trying to plant carrots. I'm trying to do tomatoes, different peppers, variety of peppers. So some of these things I've never done it before, but because of internet now, you go online, you watch videos, you learn a few things, and these are things you can just do in your frontage. I was telling Bro Shama, you can even use it as flour.
Yeah.
Just do it in your flour that is beneficial at the end of the day. So some of these things, they could be small, but they would actually be helpful at the end of the day.
Okay. Yes.
They definitely will. I can attest to that. I remember last year, I had tomatoes, I had carrots in the compound, my onions didn't do very well. I had onions, I had ugu, I had scent leaf, I had water leaf, I had curry. So they looked small, but by the time the season was up, I knew that I had saved
A lot.
thousands from just those vegetables. Early in the morning, I could just wake up while making for my cat.
Fetch.
So it's really good.
Yeah.
So I add my voice.
Yeah.
Growing your own, no matter how
yes.
small.
Honestly, that's why I said maybe by the time you share, I will add to that. Um, what we've been doing for years, because our mom, she has passion for farming. You know, she has been a farmer throughout her life. So what we've been doing is just to support her. So maybe anytime she harvests her crops, she always keep for the next coming season. But in the course of farming, I'll just send small change to her that okay, this is our little support to your farm. Even though you have your capital, because she normally preserves some. In fact, when she harvests, what she normally do first thing is to buy fertilizer. So as fertilizer, that in fact the current price of fertilizer is almost like times two of what she bought then. You understand? She already has her fertilizer for this season. So, but what we've been benefiting from that is so much that at times I used to share with doctor. I used to tell him that I don't know when last I went to the market to buy a bag of rice, because mama was like, how far your rice finished, because she will be the one that will even process it for us. She will just carry one bag. Yes, she will process one bag, send it to Mabushi here. There is a driver that's always, there is no single day that he doesn't come to Abuja from Kaduna. So I'll just call him, Sonny, oh yeah, go and help me pick something from mama. He will bring it. During my lunch time in the office, I'll just dash out, go and carry the food stuff, and I'll take it home. That has been saving us a lot. You know how much is a bag of rice now? You understand? So corn, many things, you understand? Granules, soybeans, and she will fetch and just put them in sacks, put and gather, you send to us. So at times when I'm sending the money, I'll just say this is our own seed, you understand? But it's going to pay us back. At times she will call, I'll say, mama, I don't have money now. She will still do her farm. The truth is that it saves a lot. In fact, that's why you see these villagers at times when the economy is eating, they don't feel it that much because they don't buy food. I saw a recent survey by statistics department in our office, and the summary of that survey is that almost 80% in Nigeria now, currently almost 80% of people's income goes into consumption. I was like, what? Yes, you understand? Almost 80% of what people earn is they spend it on food. So imagine you reducing that burden. That is when you can even be able to invest into some other businesses. So honestly, that idea is a very good one that we can key into it. Just that at times, even if you want to invest into farming, you need someone that is reliable, someone you trust, someone you can give your money to, and you be sure that he is going to maintain that farm. Because we've had stories where people give out their money, and at the end of the day, my younger brother is a victim. In fact, he even bought the farmland in our village. He bought a farmland, cultivated the farm. At the end of the day, it was stories they were giving him. He could not even get back what he even spent into that farming. Since then, he has stopped farming in the village. You understand? So, but you need someone that is reliable and that that is trustworthy to manage your resources. Yes, ma.
Gotcha.
She works in Kaduna,
Okay.
but she stays here. So that what they do in the office is there are some farmers. Okay, but there are some farmers that during this time of planting,
Yeah.
they'll come and ask for resources, like to buy fertilizer or
Yes.
something. Then the agreement will be something like, okay, you give me a bag of beans. Like in her own case, she told me that when the farming season started,
Yeah.
that I think that was 20,000 or so, and she got like 3 bags of beans filled from
Yeah.
Kaduna. So I think it's another way. I've never tried it, but I think it's another way.
Yeah.
If we have farmers that we know, we just agree that okay, it will be trade by barter. I give you
Yeah.
cash.
That strategy. I'm from a farming community. It has its own side effect.
Okay.
They call it badakaka.
Okay.
Yes, that's the name. But the kaka, you know, kaka is harvest season. So give me money, I'll pay you back during harvest season. So what they normally do, spiritually, is even no good. Yes, spiritually, because honestly, it's one of the reasons why some people in the village are where they are. You see them, they harvest plenty, but they will just come and give out. What they do, as you said, like now, if the price of a bag of rice now, present, this is farming season now. If the price in the market is, let's say, 20,000, the farmer will come and say, give me 15,000 as the price of a bag now. So you give them 15,000. Maybe you give them for like 50 bags. At the end of the day, by the time they harvest the rice, even if the price of a bag of rice is 50,000 that time, it is not your 15,000 they will give you back. It's that bag of rice. So you gave them money, even as at the time you were giving the money, it's not at the current price of that product. It's usually lower. You understand? Then, but the stories we normally have is, at the end of the day, some of these farmers, some of them might not even be. Someone will collect, let's say, money for 5 bags, but he could not even harvest 2 bags. Will you kill him? You understand? So at times we've had stories where people give out that money, they don't even get it back. And from experience, people like us that we are not in the village, they always believe you have money, so they collect it. So the problem comes up when it's payment time. Say, abeg, is it not that Mr. So boy? He should come and carry me now. I will not pay. You understand? Her own has been successful maybe because she gives it through another person. They don't know her. You understand? But you know, I could remember my pastor then in the village used to preach against it, because it's like you are loading too much on the farmers, because some of them will now be struggling. They will harvest it, pack everything. You go to their store, you see foodstuffs, but it's for people. They will just be packing it out, give it out, and they will stay empty and wait for another season again. They will start like that. So there are two concerns I just raised.
Let me just also chip in something to that. I know it's quite not good, but also if we check out the attitude of the farmers also, it's another problem. That if they don't fall into this way, okay, of disposing whatever it is that they have already harvested, you know, it is also during harvest that farmers remember that they have court cases.
Yes,
they want to marry more wife, and the same food stuff that maybe you are thinking, let's help them to conserve so that they can have something to benefit their lives, you know, and their own children. They might just end up selling them to do some other things that can make a sense. They are already back to square one again. I don't know why it is like that.
It's like a course.
Okay. By this time, I'm telling you, in the village, do you understand that? When you go during harvest, that is why who is who.
Lokacin waya fini.
Exactly.
They call it, this is lokacin waya fini.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So now
nobody pass me.
So the question now there is this.
I say Bukimaka, that you see the way they spend money.
That is why when you want to marry, when you go to the village, you make more money.
Yes.
At that period than if you get married in the city.
Yeah.
You understand? So the question now there is this. Given the two variations, okay, either if you don't want to do it because of some conscience sake, or because you feel you want to save them that long of life, they still follow another road again to go and fall into the same thing. Okay, and because sincerely, whether we like it or not, whether we as believers want to do it or not, we should know that the unbelievers are into it full time.
It's true.
And they don't bloody care. Let me use that word. They don't care. You know. So they are looking at it from the business angle. That okay, whatever it is you want to do with your life, it is your own. But for me, it's business I'm doing. Okay. So what do we have to say on this aspect? Yes, you are trying to save them that aspect, but then what do we do?
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
You cannot save a man that wants to drown. Once he has made up his mind, there's nothing you will do.
You can do about that, right?
That will solve it. The example you give, still on that example, 15,000, and then at harvest the value is 50,000. But what if the value becomes 10,000?
Exactly. That's another thing again.
It means I'm running at a loss.
A loss.
It's
And
a
again,
risk I'm taking.
again, what if you are unable to make that yield?
Of
You're
course.
also running a loss.
It's actually a loss.
Yeah.
Because even if I arrest you, I take you to, you don't have it, you don't have
You don't have it. Yeah.
At best, they will tell you to
Next season
a payment plan. Maybe you be giving me 1,000 naira every month. That's the best that can happen. So I don't actually see it, except if it's actually spelled out spiritually that this is wrong. But it's a business. Because it's the same thing buying at the end of the day. Maybe I don't give you at planting. I come and buy.
Yeah.
If you want to blow the money, you still blow it. I was just whispering to her, our own people, they farm ginger. Once there's ginger boom, go to the village. Those boys, you see them. Maybe he's sending this one packing, or he's adding to it. Small boys. They don't do anything. They just drink alcohol and marry more wives. And then once it comes to period like this again, they are broke.
Down, yeah.
They are broke, absolutely broke. These guys will sell a bag of ginger for 35,000 naira, for 50,000 naira, and one person can have 100 bags. You don't earn that thing in the city. You don't earn that much in the city because you pay house rent, you pay light bill, you pay every day. You don't make it. So when you give them 20,000 naira for one bag, I mean, you are not doing them any harm. It is how there are farmers that will collect it and actually use it judiciously. They will buy fertilizer, they will work, and they will get yield, and they will pay you back. There are the ones that will also carry it and blow it and useless their life. So if you buy something from me and I carry the money and go and blow it, it's not, I mean, it's not any of your risky. The only thing I would say is that when it's actually risky, but then every business is risky. So don't commit
Too much.
Don't commit what you won't afford to lose into that kind of venture. If it is a bond, you are buying bond from the banking, and you're investing in treasury, with all these things, those ones you can commit. You know that whatever it is, yes, inflation, whatever, may drop the value, but it is still there. You can still get it. But this one, the kind of inflation in this business can actually clear off everything that you don't have any substance at the end of the day again. So that's just the little I want to add on this.
All right. Thank you so much. I think you want to say something. All right. So maybe me, I was looking at it from a compassionate farm, and it's because you know me, I'm a farmer too. You understand? So I'm looking at it from the angle of maybe the way our own people used to do it, and the idea behind, okay, if this person
Looking at it as a man of God.
not as a businessman, you understand? So well, thank you for the balancing, but also has a risk, as you said.
Let me just share a brief experience I had today.
Yeah.
We left home very early as 6, me and my children, to the farm. Okay.
That's great.
The intention was to go and weed the gather and then plant maize. Okay. So we are weeding, and there is this other farm again, my neighbors. They planted egusi and beans. They also came weeding because we farmed almost at the same beans here. There is this achishuru beans here. Okay. So while we are doing that, and the man was quite elderly. In fact, Baba Nishi that first came. And the father, he says, okay, I want to go and buy bread. He left his tools with me, and he left. And he was saying, yes, sir. You understand that kind of thing? So when he came back, he picked his thing, and so his son later on joined him. So when I was going to buy my own water, Okay, because the children were already hungry. On their child.
Yeah.
So that was around 11, 12. So I went to buy something to come and eat. So when I was coming back, so that's and I decided to give them 2 sachets of the water. And I never knew that gesture alone
Yeah.
transformed everything
Yeah.
about them. But so how is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So as soon as they finish their own portion, me, I decided to do a portion. I left the order so that I can plant.
Yeah.
Okay. So at natural some time I'll come back and
Do
continue.
the remaining.
You know, when they finish their own, because of that water and the night in
You see?
at no cost to, at no arrangement. And
Just to help you.
so is this part your fault? I say yes. Suka shiga kawai.
Yeah.
Guys, suna yake kamar machine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just the experience I had today,
Yeah.
anyways. You know about that.
The farmers, they have this communal spirit.
Yeah.
They have this communal spirit of. That's why most times, this target you go and farm in your farm, go to this person's. So it's there in them. Thank you so much.
Sorry, just on this.
Yeah.
I think that's why sometimes it's actually good to invest.
Yeah.
The investment was just that Korea
Yeah.
that 2 sachets.
He got his return immediately.
In fact, it was immediately.
Yeah.
You understand? Just that little investment
Yeah.
you had in people's life, it has a way of coming back.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may not repeat. It may not be you. It could be your children, your siblings, somewhere, somehow. You just that little. You can afford to throw 2 sachets away, but it meant a lot to them, and that further helped. And I know tomorrow, somehow, because of this investment also that they've invested in you, you would want to also do something.
Yeah.
So I had to even shake for the
Yeah.
So
You see?
that's just it.
Yeah.
That's just it at the end of the day.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's good to invest in people. Who gave an option? Okay, sorry. I'm trying to exhaust my list. Sorry, I'm
I
rushing
wanted to
us.
say something about
Yeah.
the farming because I don't know if you'll come back.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Say it.
Okay. In the course of the week, the day that Dr. Suleiman came around. Okay, so I thought it was using a sorry. Okay, Dr. Suleiman said something. He just looked at me and said, "Madam, try change the space. Try and do pepper. And this green bell pepper. Like, read about it on the internet. Do something about it." So I was just casually asking somebody, I'm like, where can I even get the seed or the seedling? And then she took me to a green farm here in Kuje. I was blown away. And the guys there were so encouraging. You see, Madam, do you have mosquito nets? Start with mosquito nets. As little as that.
Yeah.
They say, Madam, just get a small space that is a bit shaded.
Yeah.
Or you have like a veranda or something. Say, start a greenhouse. Just put mosquitoes so that you can control all this infection, and insects. So I want to encourage us. Wallahi, the rate at which my mind was blown, and by the time we started talking with the guy that is managing the farm, his boss is retired now. They retired from immigration.
Okay.
That man started with just one. And when sorry. He started with just one, yes.
Yeah.
And when he started, it was not going to work. But they were telling us that from one greenhouse, they could make a gain of over 700,000 because it is controlled. It can keep yielding for 7 months. The same plant can keep yielding for 7 months. And they told us that just last year, because from one greenhouse, he has had the capacity of raising, I think they have either 6 or between 6 and 8 greenhouses now. That from that alone, they had a profit of 18 million last year. Some of the plants didn't do well, but from the ones that did well, they had a profit of at least 18 million. So for me, it was really encouraging because when I went to the greenhouse, he told me that just start small. All of them didn't start big. They started small and then gradually started. So all this, because he was telling me that it was even Dr. Suleiman that was telling me, Madam, corn is good. He said, but do you know how much a kilo of this green bell pepper is. And then I was like, that's true. So I decided to find out 1 kilo is 2.5.
Yes.
Between 2005, 3000 now of that green bell pepper. If I compare it with whatever I'll get from my corn, the difference will be too much.
Yeah.
And then this one, if you are able to keep it, it says for the next 4-5 months, you can still be harvesting. It will finish and then start up and finish. So I just want to encourage us that we can look into that aspect too.
Yeah.
That small spaces can actually do so
Do
much.
yeah.
I can see Dr. Madaiki antennas already.
Yeah. Actually, I've been to the one along Congo side.
Yes, I think that was
My wife's one sent me there. In fact, when I saw the way those guys were cashing out, I was like, "What? This is." You see, and you have to book.
yes.
You have to book. If you don't book, you will not get the vegetable. So people. So the truth is that the one I went to, in fact, I saw, and coincidentally the cashier there happened to be one of my students in Nigeria, Ghana. So, and she told me that it's her dad, that it's one plateau man that owns that one. So, and it's a lucrative business. It's a very lucrative business. Even though, because I also decided to strike a conversation with them, and I learned that the man, he brought his brothers from the village to manage the farm for him. So what those guys were doing, in fact, they were cheating. Yes, his brothers. So that the period in which he decided to lay them off, to lay his brothers off, and he employed one Igbo girl. It's one Igbo lady that is managing the farm. That within 2 months or how many months of that lady managing that farm, the man got like ×4 of what those brothers were giving him. The same farm, nothing has changed. He just changed the management. Just the management of that farm that he changed. So it's a lucrative business, and especially if you have the passion and the space is there. Like that, their own is all year round. It's not even, in fact, it was in dry season that I went, and yes, it's all year round. So there is nothing like rain or whatsoever. Yes. So it's a very nice one, and it's something we can key into. I was trying to who suggested shares and stocks. Okay, wanted to say.
I was asking you. I said,
Okay.
I don't know if
It's still
or if it's something somebody can still.
okay. Regarding equities, presently, in the, well, I say the last 1 month or so, the equities market has been shaking. You understand, because of this development, the issue of this bank recapitalization. So, and our equities market is driven by the banking sector. That's the key driver of our equities market. That's these stocks and shares. So because of that, so people are watching to see which bank, because the truth is that there are some banks that are going to end up merging. So people are actually withdrawing their investment from the banking stocks. You understand? So that is why it bets. Some months back, it has been a very lucrative. But you can invest in other stocks. So. And one good thing about the stock market is, it is even when it's having problem that is the right time for you to buy. You understand? When the stock market is going down, you buy, because stocks then are cheaper. You understand? So you buy and you wait. By the time it's begin to yield more, you that's when you get higher dividends. So if you may ask, I would suggest that this is the right time to buy. Yes, this is the right time to buy. But there are other stocks that are really doing well. So just get a stockbroker or someone that has knowledge of the market. He will give you an idea, I mean, an overview of the markets, which one is driving, and so you make the choice. You understand? And add to that, you can invest in bonds too. You can invest in bonds. You can invest in treasury bills. One of the things that is even having
More
is
value
booming now. In
Yeah.
fact, that's even the reason. Another two reasons. You understand? The first one is this bank recapitalization that is coming up. Then the second reason is treasury bills are getting higher interest because of this increase in MPR. You know, interest rate has gone up. So, like now, if you buy a 364-day treasury bill, you get an interest of an upfront interest payment of about around, the last one that was done last week was 20.64%. You understand? There was a point that it was like 21. Yes, upfront. In fact, a lady, that lieutenant, that soldier lady I told you, she invested last week 3 million. They paid her 617,000. That's her interest for 3 years. Yes. So what is done is they will give you your profit or your interest upfront. So the capital will be there. It's at the end of the maturity period they will not give you your capital. So her 3 million is with the government. And you know one good thing with treasury bills is risk free. In fact, the risk is zero because it's government now. So the worst case government can do is they will print money and give you. So yes, you are loaning government money. You understand? So you can go to sleep. Nothing like fear that what if. There is nothing like what if in treasury bills. Yes, you now use the profit for another thing. You can invest it into something, but your 3M or your 2M, your 10M is there. So at the end of the maturity period, they will credit your account with the capital. Yes.
All right, let me just come in also
Yes,
in the area of the shares.
Yes.
Shares are still viable. They are still working. Like you said, in those days while in school, we also invested in shares as students, okay? But for a very long time, we are unable to like access stockbrokers,
Yeah.
okay, to manage it. But sometimes I just see them, they'll send me a text or an email to say there is going to be, is it NGM? They call it, all right?
Yeah.
So one of my boss in the office, that is the only thing he does. He's into shares.
Yeah.
In fact, he told me that he hates properties. If I thought he has property as at now, is the house where he's staying. So whatever, as we are speaking now, he's abroad on vacation. As we are speaking now, he's abroad on vacation, and he does that every year. Every of his leave, he goes abroad. Okay, so that he want to go through, is it the G8 country or something like that? So now he's at the fifth or the something, you know. So the issue there is that he also introduced me that I should start it up.
Yes.
And he has been disturbing me for a long time. So I just felt, okay, let me just start up something like that, and I started. So with all these shakings that is happening in Nigeria, you know, when I started, I just made some boom, and then tomorrow again, it's going down. And that is how the stock market is.
That's it.
So if you don't have the heart for it, honestly, don't just go in. All right, because you can have 10 million today, and tomorrow you wake up to 1 million.
Yeah.
All right, so that's how it works. But then it's still there. Okay, it's still there. So if you have some money to spare, just go into it. All right. And he has mentioned NTB and the rest. Another one that people are already talking about, I know that it's not an unfamiliar space, is the aspect of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
I don't have knowledge on that, but people seem to be like, saying is still a very strong investment that one can look into.
Yeah.
I don't know whether some of us have knowledge on that presently. Yeah, Bitcoin and
Yeah.
all right.
I'm sorry, I don't know. What about trading? Is this part
Shut up.
why? Because I know somebody that she's always using her phone.
And that's forex. That one is forex
trading.
Yeah.
And is he also like, or is also another type of?
Yeah, that one is the commodity is currency. You understand? This one we are talking about stocks. You are buying stocks, you are buying part ownership of that business. So it's like someone owns a shop and you want to become a co-partner of that shop. So if he makes profit, you people will share the profit. together.
Okay.
If he records a loss, you share the loss too. That's the share stuff. This trading is you monitor the currency, you understand? That's forex trading, abi. So you buy, what they do is, okay, like now that our exchange rate has been liberalized, so to say, that okay, like 2 days ago it went down, naira appreciated to like 1000, I think 1001 something. Yes, 1001 something, below 1200 just a day, abi madam. Yes, so imagine you buy dollars at that period, that day. If you buy dollars on that day, yesterday it was 1380 something. You know, 1004. So you bought it 2 days ago, 1 1. Imagine you bought, maybe you invested a million naira and buy dollars on that day that it was 1180 something, and you now 2 days later you sell it at 1 4. So but you have to be monitoring the market, and you have to, you understand?
They're
So that
always
is
on the phone,
yes,
pressing
that's what
phone,
they
pressing
do.
phone.
So if it goes down, they buy. If it goes up, they sell. So their money keeps going up, so they gain a lot. Yes, that's what forex traders do. Yes, it's also, in fact, that's what some people do for a living. Yes, that's what they do for a living, and they are making their full money. But as he said, it's volatile. You know, there are some businesses that are, the volatility, you know, it's not that stable. So you can lose today. So you have to have the heart. When you lose, you have to endure the pain of losing, and believe that tomorrow you will be compensated. So people that don't have that heart don't go into this kind of business. The same thing with the crypto too. It's also volatile, abi, sir.
That is almost the same.
Mm.
Okay, today you see that Bitcoin has gone to 60 something thousand. Tomorrow it has gone up to 70 something thousand. So imagine you buy when it is. There was a time it dropped at 29,000. So if you buy then and later when it goes that up and you are able to sell, that's that. So it's really tricky. You have to be able to take the risk, and again I would prefer if you're using spare money, right, that instead of using money that you're expecting. Well, I was telling him, when I started saving for wedding, I ended up using that money for crypto. Our crypto crash.
And you don't fix this.
It was at 50. No, that no. Well, when I started those things, you don't far.
Okay.
Well, it came down at the end of the whole thing. I didn't even bother selling, say, for the wedding anymore. I just ended up leaving the money there. It became like emergency money. Anytime I need money, I'll just go and sell some parts and continue the life. So with crypto again, there's the spot and there's futures. Futures, the risk is also very much. With that, you can be making money actually. All you just need to do is to predict that it will go up. You are not saying it will, you are not buying anything and saying when it gets to the sell. No, you just speculate that it's going to go up, and as it's going up, you are making your money. But if you are speculating that it's going up and then it's going down, you're losing. So there are strategies. If you want to go into it again, one need to take his time to study it, because there are some settings you need to put such that, okay, you should use only the money in this wallet, and that's that. Else it will finish all of your money that you have in the, yes, home and abroad, everywhere. It will just finish it. So it's not even good for those of us who are not really dedicated to it. So
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think the point is making here is, what we can pick from here is we need, yes, we need, don't jump into some of these ventures without having arm yourself with the knowledge, the necessary knowledge that is expected of you to thrive in it. If you cannot do it, if you don't have the time, I know of some people that that's what they do for a living. You can give your resources to them. If you believe them, you trust them. Okay, I don't have the energy to be monitoring this thing every day, so can I give you this my spare money and put it, abi? I think that's another option.
Just like we mentioned earlier, again, do your check with the people you are giving, because
Trust.
so many
you
people
trust.
will just come and scam you. They'll collect the money and disappear. So whoever you are giving, just know that, because there are so many persons out there. That's what they do. All you just need to do is give them the money and they treat for you. With crypto, there's also bot that does those things for you. All you just need to do is follow the settings. Yeah, it goes. There is copy trading also, where you just copy an expert, right? They set some percentages, so as they are making profit and you are also making from your own profits, a certain percentage goes to them. So if you can't take the risks of doing all of those things yourself, those are the options. But please, you need to check with the people you are doing those things with.
Thank you so much. This is the emphasis here.
Said spare money.
Your spare money. Yeah.
Don't go and carry money and you want to marry.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, the next one is number 3, number 4. Okay, multi-purpose for shopping mall.
Just like saying, starting a business with zero capital.
Yeah.
Okay, the I think the businesses that gave me those ideas was first ShopRite. Now I did a little research and I found out that ShopRite was just the name they were selling. Oh. It was just simply they say ShopRite, as the name sounds, and what it means: shop rightly, shop accurately.
Right.
That was what they were selling. No,
Yeah.
they didn't have any building. They didn't have. It was just the brand they were selling.
Wow.
Now, the idea I had by multi-purpose hall, I used to say, I had some friends then. I shared the idea with them, but family came in. Everybody they zeroed again. It was true, and it was a good idea. Okay, we were looking for. I think then we were looking for a location in Lugbe there because we're doing reception. Oh God! When I went to rent hall, the amount I was hearing, this is a good business. So I shared the idea, but we didn't follow through, and because of the way power, and then family can be very exhausting. That's not an excuse. It's still an idea that probably we'll look at in the future. And then about the shopping mall was one of the person I used to call my boss because he introduced me to all the dignitaries I know today that I work with. So what he does is in Toronto, he buys these corner shops, buys them, demolish them, rebuild them. Some he buys them just refurbish and sell in Toronto. So I said, that's a good business to do in Nigeria. Okay, now I thought of it. I said, okay, you can just get the idea. Okay, this is what you want to do. Okay, people invest. Probably you can just even probably look for a way to secure the land, get the capital to secure the land. Then this is the plan you have on the land. Just the way they did this one here. They went to development control, bring out the plot, share the plots, and then see what they wanted to do. And they were selling, and people were buying. So you might not even sell it outrightly. How did they do all these estates? They just advertise, okay, they'll buy the plot, collect loan from bank, buy the plot, do the design, do everything, and then call people to come and buy. What they spent on that plot in particular that they are selling for you, it's not even up to 20% of the money they are telling you to buy for. So that's how they are getting their money. So it was just the business ideas were there, but the willpower, as we say, because everything one does, their priorities. So it was not my priority then, so I didn't do it, but I had the idea. This is something I want to do probably when I want to retire. Because the money that you just sit down, it's just a business that you just sit down, it will be bringing you money. You don't have to sell, you don't have to buy anything. Some people, they just go to an estate now. What they do is just bid for giving service services to the estate.
Yeah.
So every flat now in that estate is paying service charge. Then the people that are providing the security, people that are providing water, people that are providing light are just collecting your money. So the one is just service. They are rendering a service that you don't have in that estate, and you are paying them for it. So that's it.
Thank you so much.
Those beans.
Yeah.
They just
Waste.
meh. That's what some will do. As part of the service that you are saying.
But this waste, this waste management that she's talking about, you know, the King Caleb now, that was the first business he wanted to start when he lost his job back then in Sokoto. In fact, he went to register with the state government. All that he needed, he shared the business idea with me. So when you made mention of it, and I was like, yes. And recently I saw someone trying to do that in Kuje here. They were putting stickers in my former area. They came to your side too, but you understand? They were putting stickers that anytime you waste food, you just call them, they will come and pack it. Then on monthly basis, I don't know whether the person continue with the business. I don't know, but the idea is all that you need is a truck. Once you have a truck, that's all for that business. Maybe you now get a driver and some guys that will be following the truck. 2 or 3 guys that will be following the truck. And maybe you agree that every Saturday or every Friday you go around your customers. You know what they will be doing is to just pack the waste. If you have the waste already gathered in your house, early in the morning you just bring it out at the frontage. They'll come and pick it. They'll come and pick it. That was what the King Caleb, the first business idea he had when he lost his job, before he now ventured into distribution of drinks. You understand? So it's a very, just you render that service, but in our own kind of society, I don't think like that kind of waste management. I think it will be more viable in estates, not this ngwa side. Some people will say abeg, you understand? So if you target estates, you understand, maybe in town, and you sell that idea to them, honestly you'll be generating a lot. A colleague of mine told me that she lives in her house in town estate, but the service charge then that was she was paying 500. I said madam, that's my rent in Kuje. Yes, as in she lives in her house, but the service charge she's paying for parking, waste, security, whatsoever, 500. I say, abego, that is what me I pay as my annual rent. She say you are a villager now. You understand? So you can imagine, and this money goes to these companies, these service providers. You understand? So you can imagine the amount that, sir? No, of course, no. You know, the estate people too are giving services now. They are rendering services. So it's actually a lucrative. I like what he shared. In fact, there is another elderly man too that said, for him, in fact, he was advising us. He said that from his experience, he noticed that it is more difficult and stressful for you to have, as in to build rented apartment. He said it's better you build like this shopping mall, plaza, where people will come and be renting. He said, have you ever seen shop owners owing rent? He's an elderly man. The man has retired now. He said shop owners, they'll rather be owing rent where they are living, but they will never owe rent of shop, because that's where they are getting their money. If you just threaten them and say, madam, I'm coming to lock that shop, they will go and look for money from nowhere and pay you. He said he was encouraging us and advising us that if you want to go into estate, if at all you must build to rent out, please don't build plenty houses that you will die quick, that some tenants can frustrate your life. You know, that they can frustrate your life. There are some tenants that they will not pay and they will not pack out of your house. do your work. You cannot. You understand? Yes, yes. So he said if you want to die quick, go into that kind of business. That they will just be giving you sleepless night. But if it's shop, in fact, they hardly owe. That was the, I'm just corroborating the idea he just shared. So it's something we can look into if at all we are going to go into real estate. Yes. Shop is, yeah.
One shop can give you what you can.
Exactly.
There are shops you can get
Very small.
as high as 500k.
Yes.
That is almost two bedroom rent. There are shops that pay 1 million naira. But if you look at the space, if you compare to the house you pay 1 million naira, no, it's so much. The main thing is the location now. The location, it has to be a commercially viable location for you to put up shops or plazas like that.
Yes. So thank you. I think that's all on this. The next one is pharmacy.
That one, that one is not. It was a wish. He said, even if you have a wish, express your wishes, your desire. So I expressed my desire. It's a desire. It is drug business. It is. What are you saying? It is. It's not every. Yes, exactly. That's it. Oh.
All right.
And employ who you need to employ and pay them well.
Let me come in here. Is it because that is one area that actually I'm also interested in?
Sir?
That is one area I'm also interested in.
Okay.
Okay, health and all this pharmacy, hospital of a thing. So now the question is, if I don't have like the license, how do I go establishing it as I am now, the way I am?
And yeah, that's why we were talking about having the service of the professional. Like you want to have a pharmacy now.
Yes.
You would have to go to the board, the council, and then they'll tell you, they'll give you all that.
No, what I mean to say is that the first thing they will ask you is whether you have a license as a person. Okay?
No, so,
yes.
You don't have, you're not a pharmacist, so you don't have.
But it means I can stay established, right? How do I go about that? I can.
I think first you need to maybe register your company, Corporate Affairs Commission. So one of your board members, in this case now, would have to be a pharmacist. So that's where to start from. So by the time you have that, you can go about the registration now. So for you to own a premise, you now have to employ a pharmacist.
Of course.
Who would now be the person to manage the place for you, not just managing but also register with the council for you.
Aside that, direct one of
Yes, apart from that, you have a board member. They need a professional to be a board member.
Even before you now start stocking, they will come check
All those ones is registration processes.
whatever measurement, location, and all of it.
You know, my wife and I are people that wanted to be medical doctors right from time. You understand? Yeah, it's still there. And maybe if Jesus tarries, I would like to hit that ground. Okay, I would like to.
At least if you are not a medical, you can buy the medical doctor.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
What I was trying to say is the issue of viability. In fact, do you know that drugs is one of the commodity that Nigerians don't price? We price everything, but you hardly see people say how much last.
In fact, if you go to a pharmacy, you are sick or you don't have that much money, and they tell you this one is 500, this one is 1,000. Because you are sick. Except if you don't have that 1,000, you go for
like the higher one.
Because you want to be okay. You want to get your health back. You don't even want to look at this one. This one that is 500.
So
So it now pose me take okay. It now like makes me want to now ask. We were initially talking about starting with zero capital. So I've just was imagining with the way to start a pharmacy, how can I start with zero capital? Because I'm just thinking based on what we've discussed earlier, how am because you need to pay.
We just somebody mentioned the Titans, Abi. The lions. Yes. You pitch. This is somebody. This is wait
This is a
now.
lion.
Wait.
This is a lion.
This is somebody that is telling you now. Like you need to listen well. And then this is somebody. This is a potential investor. See an investor. He has asked you about the registration. He has asked so many questions. Me, the way I'm looking at him, I'm already seeing an investor. Not just an investor, but so many investors. This is somebody that want to invest in this business. This is somebody who is talking about the premises where the business can actually happen. So you listen with this ear, you listen with this ear, you listen with this other ear. You listen with this other ear. So by the time you will, these are people you should
Come close to
with and talk
Yeah.
further.
And
This is our pastor. You say, if the lady you want to get married to, you are looking that you are eyeing that you feel you can spend the rest of your life is in the choir, you join the choir. Now, if you see that this person is interested in this business, tell you, I can be your board member. I'm a pharmacist. And from there, you can start your own too. Gradually, before you know, you get your own. So that a board member does not limit you from opening your own. And you can now say, oh, we should have a branch. Okay, we should split 50-50. So for your 50-50 now, you can get your own. With that 50-50, you can get your own in your own location that you will start. That you don't need to be a board member in existing or get capital from it. No, that's what I'm saying. But now this one, you're not a board member, it's your own now. So from there, gradually it's growing, and that's how the business grows. So you just need somebody to subscribe to. Now subscription.
And then why I mentioned lions, like you pitch these ideas to people. You have it, you have conceived it, you work it over and over and over and over. By the time you're telling XYZ, you already like. If the person will just close his eyes, he will see the business. You will see the business and you will see how lucrative and paying back. You can convince the person this would give you your return on investment in 5-6 months. And with this, it's either he buys the business into the business or he owns equity, owns part of it, or whatever. Over time, you buy the person out.
and also to also specifically answer the zero capital aspect of it that she's talking about, a lot of businesses now have gone online. Okay, so if you are thinking about, okay, how do I rent a shop, how do I hire this, how do I do that, it can just start by get the picture of those drugs that you think you know well about. Okay, get one of these online platforms, put them there. I hope you're getting that. Whosoever it is that is asking, he will not be next door to you, maybe coming to your house to knock at the door. Okay, I want this drug. All right. Okay, you look, okay, which of these pharmacies around here can easily get this drug at this price so that you can also make your own profits. I hope you're getting that now. You can tax my managing director here. Please, can you help me with 2,000? I want to get something, I will return it back to you. If you want to go the business way, I will add 20 naira on top when I'm bringing it back to you. Okay, he gives it to you, you buy, you send it to the person. The money is paid, you cash your money, take your 2,000, take your 20 naira, and off you go, starting without any kobo. Okay, so I really want to advise us that we take advantage of these online platforms. Sincerely, they are really working. A lot of things, like even this thing that we are using now, is online. Now this one particularly, you can see it's different from the one we used the last time. Okay, the other one we used the last time was more of like a mic itself, with foam on it. Okay, this is another one I bought again. This very one came all the way from AliExpress. Now I'm asking AliExpress, okay, and you buy in dollars, of course. You buy in dollars. So now, okay, I'm throwing out this dollar, having the faith that this money will not be missing on the road, or when they come for delivery, it will not come broken, or it will not be lost. I had that faith, and they came. I said, okay, this is where you're going to meet me. I put it around the office. So when they came, they called me, I'm in so place. All right, I'm coming, and I went and collected it. Funny enough, the days they put that, okay, it's going to come, so day, delivery days, it even came much more earlier. So it works. The other one I bought it was online. I bought it. So most of these things we can buy online. Okay, if you go on and search some of these drugs, like you see them online. You see them online. So you buy some of this online. Let's take advantage of them. The issue there is that it saves you a lot of issues that has to do with cost of renting, cost of running personnel who are going to take care of it. Okay, and a lot of other issues. So I think you can start, if that is the angle we are looking at, zero capital, you can start from that point. And before you know it, you are growing up. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I had a friend. That's what they do. Where she works, I've forgotten the name of this. It's an online platform. So they are like a professional like this. You put consultation. Okay, sorry. Hello. They'll put consultation and all of that. So somebody can just call you wherever you are remotely and just tell you, okay, I'm having this. You ask the questions. How do you feel? Just the way they do normal consultation. You do online.
Then an aspect of that business, online or telepharmacy, there is an aspect of that.
Okay, something.
It's not the regular
pharmacy. Okay, and then I know they will send drugs to the person and all of that. Especially even for cases of emergency, they used to be the one that were the first. So before the person say he wants to leave his house, start looking for drugs, looking at how serious the sickness, they send immediately dispatchers. So I think, and that was really, it was quite lucrative for them then. That was in Kamusha. So I think it's something that.
You know, I jotted online when I told you that I had my own list. Since we are talking about it, let's just finish up that point. But I think it has been exhausted. The only thing is that as I was going through what I jotted down, that we need to leverage on the technological innovation that is going on to, make money out of it. There are people that are sitting in their rooms and they are cashing out using this internet. You understand? So there is this guy that is on Twitter, Aproko Doctor. Yes, he's a trained, certified medical doctor. You understand? But the guy has gone international. You understand? At times he shared some videos, just health talks. You understand? As people are clicking and watching that video, dollars is going into his bank account. You understand? So I think there was a time we discussed here, we said there are times you have ideas, just capitalize on YouTube, discuss those ideas, share them online, and before you know, the number of clickings, this tapping we are talking about, people will now be tapping your own page. As they are tapping your page, it's money. You understand? So let's leverage on it. In fact, it's an avenue to start your business with zero capital. And before you know it, you will be making huge returns out of it.
Let me just lend my voice into that. Also, it's one aspect that I've so much preached about, online business, especially the posting of videos online. I've been into that. Recently I also started the one on Facebook. They kept now far on Facebook now, actually, because I had a lot of fears, a lot of
how people.
I was like, that person somewhere knows me, that one. Let me just start. It took both steps to start anyways. But now the aspect there is that I want to emphasize is that it might not be as easy as sometimes we think it is. Sincerely.
Especially when starting.
If I able to continue, even when you have started, okay, when I started, especially for the Facebook, I don't know the number of calls I've received. In fact, somebody had to even mistakenly call my wife,
Yeah.
you know, thinking that he was calling me. Today, somebody had to still call me again.
Yeah.
People were like, wow. In fact, when somebody saw it, somebody was thanking God that revival has come.
You see?
I was like, I don't understand what do you mean. Do you understand? It's
Yeah.
more of like they have long expected it. But what I want to emphasize here is that it's not an easy venture, honestly.
It's
It's
not.
not. It's not. Secondly, again, buying data to do that thing again is another thing. So the work and the data aspect,
Yeah.
my brother, no be here.
And how to be consistent in it too.
Consistent, yeah.
Yeah.
No be here.
People expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, not because. Okay.
Okay, so yes, that you want, you expect. Yeah. You get discouraged.
People have viewed this, but nobody has shared, nobody has liked, nobody has made comment. You know, it can be tiring, it can be just like every other business.
Yeah.
When you start, sometimes it's that initial break. That's why you see a lot of startups, a lot of businesses start up very well, booming, first 2 years, and they are off.
Yeah.
Very few.
Are able to
I
sustain the
think they
period,
say less than 20% or so of every startup in their first 2 years survive beyond 2 years.
So I think that consistency is key.
It's
Yeah.
it's the issue of consistency, resilience, and
Discipline.
sometimes you don't get the income, you don't get the profits, you don't get but you just have to keep digging and pushing. The list you mentioned, the top guys that I mentioned something, I said there are so many people
Exactly.
that are not on this list, because not because they didn't try, but because it failed. And these very ones, maybe if they tell you the several attempts they've made on other businesses that eventually failed, until this very one scaled through, you'll be amazed. So it's challenging, it's not as easy as we say it, but then let us just keep pushing and until we get.
Just try and diversify. This one is not working. Try another one.
All right,
Let me come in into that. Sorry, what he just said now. there was a time I saw a video of either 3 people or so. Okay, they showed them they all started a business. Let me say business. They were actually digging ground. I don't know how many of us have seen that video. They were digging. I think there were 2 people. They were digging. One remained consistent. He kept digging. This one would dig small to few meters. Back home, it's just like a jump inside. You understand? He will go and start digging again somewhere else. But at the end of it, they showed that person who remained consistent was able to hit the gold down. While this guy that kept jumping from one, nothing to show for it. Okay. So what I want to say here was what either you or Brahma, like you said at first, that we must learn. When you guys were talking about the madman Elon Musk, okay, that he poured out everything into some of those things. We must get to a point where we seriously and truthfully believe in the venture we are putting our hands to do. If you don't get to that point, then don't even start. Because if you so much believe in it, no matter the challenges, no matter the lapses, you will keep going deep down into it without giving up. But if you are not convinced, the first rock you are hitting, you are running away. Okay? But it is in that consistency that you remain on that digging that you'll be able to hit the goal. Because truthfully, people that were on that same field were able to make their mark. You're able to make their mark. In fact, when you are talking, there's this guy in Jos. He was one time my wife's crush. He's a medical doctor. Okay. Because that was all right. She had her whatever it is anyways before I showed up. But now he's a medical doctor, a very young person just as us. But he's really succeeding well in his medicine. He started early by just like this elderly mother we studied the other day. He has his own hospital already. You know what he did was that when he was starting up that hospital, in fact, it was even his chairs from his own for his own house. Ya kwashi aja zuba asibiti to make the hospital look very janded, while he can go back and sleep on the mattress or on the mat at home. You get that? So we must get to that point that we believe that this thing is going to work, and no matter what happens, come rain, come thunder, whatever it is, I will remain. I must get that gold. Okay, so just to tell us that sometimes that jumpy doesn't land us anywhere, sincerely, but we must believe on what we are doing. Okay.
At what point did you tell yourself when you buy this one doesn't work?
Well, that's why I said before you even start, sometimes make sure you do your visibility study. Make sure that you have, in fact, even Dangote himself will tell you, don't start a business that you don't know anything about. Okay, don't even, yeah. Okay, not leaving that one, right? Okay, yeah, yeah, actually. Okay. Okay, actually, maybe the English I didn't get it right. Yeah. Sorry, who was this? You guys are
It's here, sir.
Okay, even when you're doing the shopping, okay, now let me just say, okay, even when you're doing the forex trade, I remember in 2020, it's permission to say something about. And you don't say this. Permission to say something about. Now in 2020, me and my wife we decided, okay, before 2020, after we got married, we said, we cannot continue doing one particular. She was doing a loan business that was really paying. It was actually paying. I think at a point in that 2020 when during that COVID this thing, I think it was the money that was sustaining us because there was no work. We were not working. She was the only one that was working, and her salary was not sufficient. So we decided to do some businesses. We were doing. There's one they call Umba Trade, Farm Z, Yellow Traders. All of them was okay. Invest it was like forex trade. Okay, but we knew, and it was somewhat it was in line with her loan business, because when she was doing her loan business, it was like forex. Because someone, if I give her money to give someone a loan, she give me back my money, she hold the profit. Over time, she grew her own capital too. So it was in line with what she was doing then, and we even all of them cast.
It
But
happens.
that's it to an extent, you know, so that's the diversify I meant. It wasn't not about digging and leaving it. No, that's not what I meant.
Yes, man. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Let me start from the back. Like today, I discover one opportunity. Okay, it started yesterday. We needed amphiculus. Sorry, we needed amphiculus. I was like, "Kai, me this environment is there is no any pharmacy that one can just trek and just collect something simple and go." So, but yes, today it happened. I want to cook and couple targeting program time. I don't want something that can expand that this way affecting timing. So I said, let me quickly go and get small meat and come and make food sharp. And I want to avoid market. I don't want to go to the market. I went to this tipper garage to no avail. I came back. I stopped in this one woman shop in our street opposite the gate shops in Matana. So I wanted to collect something there. Kai, I was like, just add pepper for me, because the plan I have was to join with meat, but since there is no meat, let me do one. No, yes. No, as in the orishirishi that can just do. Yes, not particularly the pepper to replace the meat, because meat is meat, pepper is pepper. It's different. So the woman was like, and she told somebody that you should come and start selling meat here. I say, Kai, did he agree? I was asking her, did he agree? He said yes, yeah, he agreed, but he said he doesn't like half money or something like that. That is planning and that is looking for money to start. I say even fish, because although me I have problem with fish, I'm with somebody that doesn't eat fish. So if I'm not getting meat, yes, I will just I will just forget about the fish part. But that fish aspect, I seriously am considering starting it, because if I should come and place table and start selling meat store, that's which Igbo woman be this one again. But it's a cause to worry, because to some extent, Nina so street in number anything. Anything like meat, and it's something that you can just throw and just have that sharp food and just pass. But there is no. But I think if I can get the small capital there, even if there are money, and give the person, if the problem in young guys they don't like this kind of, especially Christian guys, they don't like doing this kind of things. But so it's this kind of thing that you easily get somebody, so you hacker and you be getting it. So, but if a woman or a lady like me come open meat, it's something, but it's from that morning time. Before I start, because I have this plan of doing fish farming for long. I had wanted starting it since from Gombe, because chicken at Gombe. But before the fish farming, I think I'll start with this small Titus one, frozen small quantity like that, so that at least women will be getting something to arrange sharp, not without going to the market. The way this market is right now, J market is scattered. So may God help us. I will pray over it, because I have the hunch now to expand.
I want to add that the prayer should not be long. Okay? Because sometimes when some of these things are coming to fruition, you just realize that it's not only you that is thinking about that. You understand? Okay? So it is important that you are praying, be taking the steps.
All right. Thank you so much. The truth is that are you done? Oh, sorry. the truth is that
You don't need to keep the meat the way they keep it in the market, because here you may not get that much patronage compared to them in the market, that you slaughter and it will finish. So maybe cold room, you package it 1 kilo, and yes, half kilo, something people come back from work and drive in here. They could just pick instead of having to go over there, and they may not have consistent power such that they will buy so much and keep. You understand? So it will be handy. It would really make sense if there is something along this, and there is solar powered freezers that you don't need power. You can have consistency in this frozen chicken and turkey, all these things. You can actually open it up.
there is actually a woman that is doing something like that, and is that called something? When you are going to our former house, that T junction from Holy Family, the woman is making it. It just started. Is this chicken, meat, fish, all these fresh things? You understand? So she has this small generator. If there is no light, she will just on the generator to just power the something. You understand? And she's making it. You understand? She just started. There are solar powered freezers. You understand? So it's a very lucrative business idea. So man, we are encouraging you. Try and bring it to life. Yes. We still have 2 more. I hope you will not blame me for keeping us for long, but because time bets is profitable, Abi. It's profitable, the discussion. So briefly, you just share with us on this loan business, like give us some insight. I had him mentioning some of I had some names that I don't even know. I'll give my yes.
Okay. About the loan business, it actually started very small. Like then that when I started working, so it was just women. We're doing like everyday contribution. Be keeping 1,000, keeping 500. So there's a book we used to register it. So when anybody there needs money, they tend to come and collect from we ourselves there. Then we give a certain percentage in which they pay. So it actually runs like throughout the year. Then after the year, when it comes to the end of the year, at the end of the year, we now know, okay, these are the people who have given loan and this is the interest. So those your 1,500 that you have been putting, you tend to realize that at the end of the year we've gotten something money that you can just 500, 1,000. It's something, and it actually really helped because when I started with 200 naira. Then we were just working as colleagues. And I made him, he started putting 1,000 every day. Me and I said, okay, if you so me man, let me put 500 for myself. Then I did 200 for my younger ones. I said at the end of the year I'll have something to. Then realizing, okay, this thing is big at the end of the year. So that was how I now started mine. I give out loans, then I get a certain percentage. If it's a big, huge amount of money, I make sure I collect collateral. I don't just give you like that to secure it, so that if tomorrow I no see you, I know where they go carry my collateral. So that's it. And I think for we the women, I think is that 1,000 naira. Even if it's a friend that wants, we go give am, make he give us with interest. I just collect 100,000. If you pay 105 or 110, it's something. So that's it. Now within we Angwa people. But it's yes, very.
I know, in fact, if you go inside market, this casual like this, you see women with book. Yes. My wife, she's not here. She would have shared with us. Huh? You see them too. They will be dropping.
Drop your 1,000, they sign it. They, everyday contribution like that.
But the difference is this one, I'm not sure they use it to give out loans.
No, some of them actually take loans from it. Yes.
Okay, and there's something she did not say about this loan business. The loan business, it really grew. It got to a point that she gave somebody loan to buy a car. From this little thing that you say in 1,000, because she was, in fact, because she was so bored at home. That's why she said she wanted to work, because the work she was doing was not even paying her up to half of what she was making from that loan business monthly. Was paying her very well, and she. I'm telling you, on a serious note.
That's what they pay for.
The work does not even pay well. Not the whole of her time, and took her too much, and then coupled with the investment because she was not able to manage it. Money,
There is, I don't know whether we heard about an incident of this retired police commissioner in the East, that they said that he started something like this when he was working, and the company grew to, I think they were saying, is it 20 billion or 200 billion worth, the value of the company. So they started, we can check it on the internet. It's just this month of May that ended. And the man came online because these Arise guys, these Rufai and co, they called him and they were firing him questions. The man was able to defend it because people were like, how can you, a police commissioner, start a business? Yes. People, do you know that when this man explained everything, how they started, those guys could not even. I'm telling you, he explained everything. Yes. He explained how they started, just colleagues. police, they were just contributing, just like as she said, you understand, and they started giving out loans, you understand, and the company started, they registered it. It's more of like a cooperative. But what people were challenging is, how can a police commissioner have a company worth billions? So that was they say, this one is a corrupt commissioner. The man said, my hands are clean, the records are there. He mentioned the members of the company, how much how they started, how it grew. He explained everything. So the truth is, it's just like a tree now, you understand, small small. As he said, what matters in this kind of ventures is consistency. If you start and you don't back out, you understand, before you know, it grows to, some banks started by friends now, it's just two friends, let's start this, let's get this, let's do this. Before you know, you own a commercial bank, you own a cooperative bank, you understand. So just few ideas, but what matters is the consistency he was talking about. The last one, education, school.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. You have the okay, yeah. It's something also that my wife and I also are interested in. Okay, and it's for the aspect of the school. We actually have tested it while we were in Kano.
Yeah.
Because of our drive, we started it, but our movement down here, we have to also let it go.
Yeah.
Okay, so even as we are here also, there's the one that we are currently running. Okay, so it's something that we trust that we will build more into that. And my vision, my mission, or let me say our mission, our vision is to see that we take it to the highest level if Jesus tarries and we give us the strength.
Yeah.
Okay, and then for the other one, the spiritual aspect of it, there is something that has been of concern to me, and sometimes we see on the internet that even, for instance, abroad, of which I know even back here in Nigeria is obtainable, that when you stop two people, a Christian young man and a Muslim young man, and you tell them recite one portion of the Quran, they will do that. They ask a Christian child, they will not even know where, okay, to even start.
Yeah.
Okay, so that actually has been a challenge to me, and there was a time that I went to Lagos for work, and God just gave me that idea. Let me have that to like set up a school, kind of a school for children, Christian children. Okay, like when you finish from now, you can see that our Muslim guys, when they finish from the conventional school, they don't go home, they go to Islamia.
Yeah.
And they pay heavily for that Islamia.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said, why can't we also have something like that?
Yeah.
Even if it is 1-2 hours they go to spend, let them go and spend there. Okay, and also see how we can also, that is my own take on this other side, that is my own vision now, to train them on biblical things. In our days, you could walk up to a church. In fact, your parents don't even need to even know where you are. They know that you are in the church in the evenings. But these days, it's not. Our children don't even go.
Yeah.
They don't have access to freely go to church. All right. Remember, there's just on the school, but my dad, if they even get this on the school, in the church, they don't learn anything.
Yeah.
So some of us, what is helping us to stand today is because of those things we learned.
Yeah.
In those days. So I feel that also is a call that if we can set up something of that nature, okay, that we can have our children trained in that way. We will employ children ministry ministers, okay, to be doing that. And secondly, again, I'm also looking at the aspect of music. If we take the whole of Kuje, I'm not sure that it's a music school for our kids.
Yeah.
Now, I've been wanting my children to learn music, but I'm also scared bringing somebody to the house. To be coming to the house. Can I have like an establishment where we can monitor on a general basis, that we can also have other children participate and then him teaching? Okay, that is also another aspect of it that I'm looking at. And then the last one that I'm also checking is this, still in this aspect, because my focus mostly is on the Christian children. Okay, I'm also looking at that basis, Now, you and I, when we graduated from school, all right, we were all looking for who will employ us. Okay?
Yeah.
Who will give us job? Can we now start training our children, because we have ICT, we have some of these things on ground now? Can we start introducing them to some basic programming, some basic IT things, you know? So I'm seeing that as another section that I can also inculcate in this vision. Okay, it's something that I have, and I'm trusting God that I should not be disobedient to this vision.
Yeah.
Okay, to start it up, even if it means starting with my children alone, I will start that by the grace of God. That's my drive.
Honestly, I thought you
When he said
wanted.
this one to start with, I said this
Okay.
one to start.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You understand that?
Yeah.
yeah. No, okay, this.
Then we'll start the next session.
Seriously, I want to add to this point that Daddy has just made. Seriously, it's really a challenge. Me, it has always been challenging me. The Muslim one and India. You see a small child reciting the whole of Quran, but now Nanganzo Shuru John 3:16 ma wani say
Yeah,
ya gagara fitowa daga yes ya gagara fitowa. My mom had this challenge because she retired as an educationist. That was her plan after retirement, but after retirement kafa ya zo yaki and the rest. So but lokacin she elaborate the whole plan for us, and we actually buy the idea because apart from teaching she's also a Sunday school teacher. So tana jin challenge cewa gaskiya akwai wasu yaran da tana gani in class that they cannot do Bible things and the rest. So she feel she wants to open her own school, like more like a school haka sai ta yi, but condition come change, kafa ya zo yaki, but she cannot work now, so and the rest. So I actually support this thing. If we can start with our own, mu da mu a nan yaran suna zuwa, I think it's a good idea because it's very challenging. Gaskiya Bible din nan babu a teaching. Mu we are lucky that time mun samu ground. That's what has been helping us and is still helping us. But these ones that are coming up now, gaskiya me to some extent ban yadda da wannan ɗinsu kawai na Sunday school so ɗaya a sati in nan kawai ba. It's not good enough because the challenging in the world is increasing. Shetan yana kara belt nashi ne, belt for to get them and get their one soul and the rest. So I feel it's something we should just do it. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. In fact, I think from what he just shared, I saw almost like 4 different business ideas here, and each of them, you know, when your business has to do with lives, impacting lives, you have multiple benefits.
Yeah.
You understand? You have multiple benefits. It goes beyond only the money you get at the end of the day, but for the fact that you are building lives, that satisfaction enough. You know, for those of us that have tested teaching, you know, I don't know if you've tested. You know, there is this joy. There is this joy when you understand. Honestly. So there is this satisfaction you get when you are teaching and you understand. I mean, you see your children getting it. So the satisfaction enough is something else. So you will be getting paid for doing what you derive pleasure doing. You understand? So that, I think that's my key takeaway from these few ventures you just shared. And one key striking thing about those business ideas you just listed is the fact that I don't know of any around here. So they are very, you understand, they are virgin businesses that if one explores. Like Declan, he has passion for football. In fact, I've been like feeling, is it because I'm in the group? Because I have some colleagues that at times every Saturday I'll see them sharing videos. They take their children. I have a colleague that at times he used to take his children to go and do karate. You understand? In town, I'll just say, we in this week, you understand? So, you know, yes, the facilities. No, what I'm saying is the facility is not there. Like me now, I would have loved every weekend I would take him. You understand? Especially like Declan that likes football. You understand? I'll just take him, let him go and play. I'll even wait for him. Let him play the ball. Even if it's a gajaga ball, let him play, then we'll go back home. You understand? But where? That is the question. And that is ma.
Say there is more facility. Maybe a small find out.
Like an academy, a football academy. Yes, that is it now. You understand? Where he will go, no? You understand? Yes. So, but what I'm trying to say is that those things are more in town.
You don't know them.
That is it.
So what's the point? You are there, but you don't know that you are there.
The what I'm trying to echo out is those are ventures that if one should put in his capital in Kuje here, you can make money. Because I know there will be many parents too that are wishing. I wish he made mention of a music school.
Yeah.
I don't know of any. You understand? So, and I know there are many parents that have the passion, they want their children to learn one particular musical instrument or the other. Apart from the ones that some churches are teaching, you understand? But the music school where you can go and put in your child there, let him build his musical skills there. So they are actually good business ventures that if we sit down and commit our resources into it. The major thing is you must have the passion. If you don't have the passion, because some of these things they can be exhausting.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a teacher. I know what it feels to deal with children. You understand? But if you have the passion, you won't even feel any stress. So that is I think we've exhausted the list that we brought out. I don't know if there is any other one. Our time is fast spent though.
Sorry,
It's to 8 now.
let me just as we round up.
Yes, sir.
As we round up this.
Sorry.
As we round up this session, I have just been thinking over time. There are so many ideas. There are so many points that we have thought of, and have actually reasoned out.
Yeah.
Maybe at what point in this our cycle
Yeah.
should we start looking at maybe registering a company, or maybe doing a business together, or maybe just something
Yeah.
that can be mutually beneficial. Like we are thinking of a meat shop, a
Yeah.
cold room.
Yeah.
Is this something we can put
Join-
heads together?
Yeah.
Somebody is thinking of a corner shop, of how to. So if he has a corner shop and she can sell meat, or like so
Pharmacy.
many things, I know where we can source 1 or 2 cows and slaughter. You know,
Yeah.
all these things. Maybe we just put our heads together, and so that these things we don't just discuss it. Of
And
course,
we'll go.
I may not be able to be refurbishing corner shops and selling. It's not my line.
Yeah.
She may not be, but she has an idea along that. So by the time we bring all this together, maybe one day we'll have hand in hand. Why are you limiting it to E3? Why are you limiting it to E3? I'm talking of group of companies where we have a pharmaceutical
PLC.
section,
Yeah.
we have a meat, we have a yes, we have a mall. No, we have schools, we have
Let me just come in there. It's a very, I think I love what you are saying.
It's
In
going
my
practical,
in my office, okay, my immediate head of office, Baba, okay, he's not too high there,
See a young guy.
but you can't talk rubbish to him about money. In fact, those who are high there, he will say, moreover, what is it you are talking about? Please, I will pay you your money. Of course, it's not the salary he's talking about.
Of course.
Now, we had the privilege of talking ourselves at a point, and I got to know that they had a group of friends just the way we are like this, and they said, okay, you are a vet doctor. We want to do this business. You understand? You are
area.
you are a pole science person. You are an economist. Okay, we are going to form a company that encompasses all this. That is their own. Okay, and that company is working. So now what they have done is that, okay, we have set up the company. You are working with the government. They will not allow you to like spearhead this business. So what do we do? What is your wife doing? Okay, your wife should be the maybe managing director, or should be this. So they ended up employing their own people, still running that company, and they are doing well today. Okay, we need a consultancy on economics. Oh, bro, so it's your field, though. You get that now? We need something on value. You get that now? Okay, so that is how they do it. So what you are saying, I think sorry, I have to come here because it's so important to me. All right, that we look into that. Like this aspect you are talking about of even the cold room of a thing. We can set up a state of the art cold room in Fuji.
Yes.
The cold room that is going to run solely on solar.
Yeah.
You get that? On solar, we can get a very. I know, like you said, the Kaswa is becoming decongested.
And their own is diesel powered.
But our own should be solar powered. And maybe Zamu do about Tipa guys go Kuchaku area. Those booming areas are coming up. So I just to say I concur with what you are saying. Seriously, and we can look into that. It's so important that I have to come here to talk anyways.
I think our spirit disconnected. God has a way of bringing us together. Like I shared with my husband. After I came back, I was like, I want to pick up my business because I sell children's wear, clothes, with even men, shirts, polo, and trousers and the rest. I had shop in Bombay. So I was like, I want to pick up. If possible, I want to maintain both the Bombay shop and here. Because he was like, is it possible?
Yes.
I say yes, it's possible. I say, do you know my plan? He said no. My plan is I always see myself supermarket. I want to do a supermarket, so I want to do all round. That's why when this fish and meat thing came this morning, I say it's already, because when you enter supermarket, you buy everything and go to your house and sleep. So my target is seriously supermarket. So when that dimension of this joint thing, so I see that
Actually, if you look at the trend of things, people wake up very early in the morning and go to drop their kids in school. Some don't even drop their kids. Buses will come and pick them because they are also dressing to go out. You don't come back until maybe 4-5. You don't have the time to go to the market. So by the time that's the idea of supermarket, where you go in and then you buy everything. So now people are even taking it further from there. You just maybe punch your buttons and all these things come to you. So I'm somebody that over time, my dream has been that I should just sit down. Oh, text message. Oh, I'm their salary, man. Like, it's not like you sit down, everybody will sit down. And then, your wife will stand up, your kids will stand up, salary, MTN. You understand? It's MTN that time. And that's when MTN will be sending you messages. You want to buy exercise book for your children. I did that. You're waiting for salary.
That little flimsy when I was serving. When I was serving, I started selling perfume. If I'm going out, I carry it in my bag. If I'm going to CDS, thank God my CDS in Secretariat, NYC Secretariat. So apart from corpers, I also enter offices and sell my perfume. So at times I will you see people,
Alawi, like people will be waiting.
They will come, yes, they will come and say, Jean, how far now? This one that you're like, I say, Alawi is not my issue. Alawi, no Alawi. Yes, I think I can survive. So these are things that even me, I guess, I would like to reach that level one day. Whether
That's the life that some of our parents lived, and let us break it. Let us break it.
So I think just to take it from there, what we need to do is, and in fact, I like is like a kind of a poser to us. I like this aspect you just brought in, and that is where we're supposed to take this discussion
Into, yeah.
because it should not just be a talk shop. We just come and talk and go. You understand? When I was introducing the topic, I said I had it in mind that that should be the last thing we will discuss, because after saying okay, this person did this, okay, what are we going to do? You understand? So, and I want to challenge us that let me just say time is fast spent. Let's go home ruminating over what he just brought in, so that when next we meet, we will now, sir, please don't forget whatsoever is the topic for our next meeting, we will bring it up. So it's more of like a take home to us. Let's go and discuss. I will go and discuss with, I will also, yes. No, what I mean is brainstorm on, you understand, how, what do we start with? You understand? Do we start by registering a company? Do we start by identifying the business to start with? You understand? Because the way I'm seeing it is something that will like go into multiple businesses. You understand? So even if we are going into multiple businesses, we are not going to start 2 or 3 businesses at the same time. So which one do we start with, and when, how? You understand? So these are some of the things I want us to go and begin. We have already established the fact that you can start with zero capital. So capital shouldn't be something we should be scared of, but we should also have that at the back of our minds. You understand? So when next we meet, we'll take it from there and see what next to do. It's a good thing, and the truth is that some people started this way and today they are somewhere. You understand?
Yeah.
So we should not despise humble beginnings and ideas like this. They are very, very key, and I can assure you, I support this idea 100%.
Yeah.
It's something that we can do, and it will be like a kind of a backup. You understand? Yes.
Yes,
That's
now.
it.
Yes, now.
That's it. Yeah, so thank you so much.
Okay.
Sorry, I've been talking fast. I'm just trying, I'm looking at the time. It's
Yeah.
almost to 8 now. So that's why I'm just trying to. Yeah, it's what it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
sorry for taking our time.
It's
Though
okay.
it's what it will be. Yes, thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when they say great things begins when you don't even plan about
Yeah,
it or on
yeah.
it. That is just a practical example of what we are seeing here. We never thought that we'll end up this way,
Yeah.
but I want to be sure that this is a beginning of greater things.
Exactly.
With us. Okay, so what I will say is this. Just like he has said, let's go home praying about it.
Yeah.
Okay, pray about it. We have mentioned a lot of things. Okay, in our Bobo, what is it now? In our next meeting, we shall conclude most likely on what we should start with.
Yeah.
Okay, and then from that next meeting, we will set up a mini committee that will help us in the processes. Okay, yeah, mini committee, especially with registration, whatever it is, so that we don't always have to come and be talking about it. Okay, is that all right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I want to believe that the discussion today was very fruitful, right?
Very, very.
All right, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
All right, so let's be on our feet. Let's begin to thank God for.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
We said we were going to ask. We're thinking
Okay, it's not camera.
Okay, this one